You know what I love? I love when Americans take it upon themselves to help others in need. Here, look, government, don't get that confused with sending all of our tax dollars over to Israel and Ukraine. That's not what I mean. What I mean is you see someone on the road or in a store being attacked by someone. And instead of saying, you know what, this isn't my responsibility, I pay my taxes, you know what, we'll just wait for the cops to show up. You take it upon yourself to help the person. That's American. Being selfless, coming to someone's aid when they're being taken advantage of, or for lack of better words, getting the shit beat out of them. That's what happened in this situation. So the location is a subway in New York City. A woman is being violently robbed on the subway. And if you're confused as far as what violently robbed means, just go to a major city and hang out for about 20 minutes on the street and you'll figure it out pretty quick. And for those of you who are confused as far as why we have our Second Amendment, why we, revolt against gun control with every part of our being, it's because of situations like this. How long do you think it takes for police to show up to a mugging, a robbery? Do you think somebody just snaps their fingers and they show up ready to go? No. With the amount of crime on the streets, they could have 12, 15, 30 calls ahead of you. So that being said, a guy by the name of John Rote saw this mugging happening. He stepped in and fired a couple of warning shots in order to get the robbers away, and he was successful. Now, we don't know if the robbers had guns. We don't know if they had weapons. Most likely, it doesn't matter because a full-grown man can really do some damage with these, especially to a woman if they're trying to rob her and she's not cooperating. These are deadly weapons when it comes to a full-grown man and a woman. They just are. It's been proven. So if we lived in 1950, you know what would have happened with this? The police would have called a press conference, put this guy up on the stage and said, you know what, we need more people like this around. The fact that this man was selfless, could have just kept walking, went over there and helped this woman. We all should learn from this man. We all should take notes, and they'd probably give him a plaque or something. You know what happens in 2023? They arrest the guy. They charge the guy.
Sir, what happened?
What were you trying to do? Were you trying to protect someone?
Can anyone help me figure out why this is so backwards? This stuff seriously pisses me off. Let's dig into this a little bit. Who's arresting him? The police. My first question, if they bring a detective in, as long as my attorney's there or the investigator or whoever it is, my first question would be, where were you guys? If you guys aren't around, are you expecting me to just let this woman get the shit beat out of her? Let these dudes get away with everything in her purse? Is that what you're expecting me to do if you don't show up? Because last time I checked, this is your job. Your job is to go after criminals and fend them off and to make sure that they're, one, scared enough or intimidated enough to not do stuff like this. But unfortunately, once again, this is 2023, where criminals do this all day. And guess what? If you've got a woke DA, they pretty much give them a pat on the ass instead of arresting them, charging them, and making them post bail. It's just wrong. So the details of this is this guy fired 2 rounds. That sounds controlled to me. He didn't fire all 6 or all 5. I don't know what kind of gun it was. He fired 2. Saved this woman. He was arrested and charged, and he was held on a $10,000 bail. Folks, I can't figure out a better situation on why I recommend attorneys on retainer to everyone. If you get in a self-defense situation or on someone else's behalf and you get arrested, some woke DA charges you, attorneys on retainer covers you all the way through trial. They have bail coverage, and it's a law firm. You will be a client of this law firm, and there is no insurance involved with this, like some of these other concealed carry insurances out there. We all know, and we've seen time and time again, with some of these other concealed carry insurances that they find any reason not to cover you, especially if you're charged with a criminal act. And then if you are, and you plead guilty or take a deal at trial or before trial, you may have to pay everything back. And you know what I say to that? I say, what's the point? That's why I've switched over to Attorneys on Retainer, and for our listeners, they're giving you $50 off when you sign up. A ton of you have already joined, already seen the benefits compared to some of these other concealed carry insurances. So we're putting a link and a code below the video. Go join. So this guy ended up posting bail, and somebody got a video of him like he's a creature, did something terribly wrong. Check this out.
John, where's your keys? Why can't you get in there? Tell us, where's your ex's key, John? Is it in your backpack that they didn't get back to you?
I mean, not even an attaboy, hey man, great job. And you know why he was arrested, is because there was a gun involved. New York is actively trying to disband the Second Amendment. Not just trying to get rid of guns, they're trying to get rid of the Second Amendment. They're trying to say, you know what, you don't need a gun. Now, just a little bit about this man. He has no criminal history, was charged with criminal possession of a weapon, criminal possession of a firearm, reckless endangerment, and menacing in connection to the caught-on-camera shooting. He faces 3.5 years in prison if convicted. I'm confused by the charges. Criminal possession of a weapon. If he has no criminal history, why is that charge there? Oh, because you need a concealed carry permit to carry in New York? If the government hasn't figured this out yet, let me tell you, no one cares about having a concealed carry permit. That's not stopping anyone from carrying a gun, especially if they're a criminal. The only reason why people get those is so they can get through a background check quicker when they go to buy a gun. Only reason why. I don't know if the government has figured that out yet, but that's the 100% truth. And one of the reasons why is because you're essentially having to get approval to defend yourself in public. How stupid is that? Like, you're going up to the government and essentially saying this: hello, I would like to apply for a card to be able to defend myself outside of my house. So, I'll give you my fingerprints, whatever else you want, and then I'll wait for a certain amount of time, have to do a class, and then hopefully nothing happens to me or my family before that, but then I can defend myself in public. 2023 in the woke America that we are in.